When we think of Batman, there's many an actor who comes to mind, but arguably none are as iconic as Adam West, whose portrayal of the Caped Crusader came at a time when superheroes and comics were considered far from mainstream, and West's Batman introduced many of us to the genre. Although at the time it was goofy and lighthearted, it would evolve into the genre we know and love today. Adam West said of the role, "When I saw how funny it was and how wonderfully absurd, I said, you know, I gotta do this." And we're so glad that you did, Mr. West. So in his memory, today we'll be talking about the top 10 Adam West facts. Now before we begin, just want to let you guys know that we do have a new channel called Top 10 Gaming, and it's all about video games and gaming galore. So go on and check it out right over there. Give it a look-see after this video, and there's even a link down below. But for now, let's jump into this list. And at number 10 is his name. Did you guys know that Adam West wasn't his birth name? Born on September 19th, 1928, he was given the name William West Anderson, and wouldn't take on the stage name Adam West until he and his wife at the time and 2 children moved to Hollywood. He said in his autobiography Back to the Batcave that he chose Adam because he liked the way it sounded and looked with West, which is his real middle name. And at number 9 is his origin story. Adam's father was a farmer and his mother was an opera singer and concert pianist who had given up her dreams of going to Hollywood to look after her family. His parents divorced when he was 15 and he and his mother moved to Seattle. He went to Whitman College in Walla Walla, Washington, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in literature and a minor in psych. And he was a member of the Gamma Zeta chapter of the Beta Theta Pi fraternity. And at number 8 is Adam West, Quahog's mayor. While most of you already know that Adam played the mayor of Quahog, the fictional city in Family Guy where the show takes place, did you know that he played the role from 2000 to 2017? While that is a 17-year time span, the show was cancelled in 2002 by Fox and revived in 2005, now with a total of 15 seasons, with West's first appearance being in season 2 of the show, and the character has been a fan favorite ever since.
Adam West, Adam West.
It's also not the only time that West has played a fictional version of himself. Do you guys know the other shows where he appears as fictional Adam West?
Adam West! Hey kids, Batman!
Give us a shout in those comments below. And at number 7 is Before the Cape and Cowl. Adam worked several jobs before he hit Hollywood. He was drafted into the US Army and served as an announcer on the American Forces Network television. He then worked as a milkman when he was discharged and eventually moved to Hawaii where he got his first larger role, a sidekick on a kids show called El Kini Popo Show, where he got to act alongside a monkey. He was so well received that he ended up taking over as the star of the show rather than just remaining on the sidelines. And at number 6 is the Daily Mail report. Here's a controversial one that's recently come out since the news of Adam's death. The Daily Mail released news right after his death concerning his wild sex life that involved the actor talking about having quickies with women between scenes while in costume, and an inclination to participate in orgies with co-star Frank Gorshin, who played the Riddler. The two were kicked out for portraying their on-screen characters, which they did for laughs, during the orgy. He's reported to have said, "It was so funny to us what we walked into. And we were kicked out. We were expelled from the orgy." The report was criticized for being tacky for being published right after his death, as well as being criticized for being an old report, with Adam actually having clarified much of this himself, and details of this appearing in his and Burt Ward's books over the years. What do you guys think about all this? And at number 5 is he wrote 2 books. Speaking of books, Adam wrote 2. Climbing the Walls in 1984, and Back to the Batcave in 1994. Back to the Batcave was his autobiography, and West goes into detail about behind the scenes on the Batman show, revealing candid photographs, anecdotes, and episode guides, and some thoughts on a rumor or two. And at number 4 is Burt Ward. Adam West and Burt Ward were reported to not be the best of buds. As you guys know, Burt played Robin on the show. The relationship between the two was sometimes rocky at best, and Adam even commented that, and I quote, "Burt fell victim to making up stories to sell books. But in a way it was flattering, because he made me sound like King Kong." Despite all this, Burt, upon hearing of Adam's death, told the BBC that the two enjoyed an amazing friendship and described his old co-star as a lot of fun, and that he will miss him incredibly. And at number 3 is the test screenings. So before Batman hit the small screen, ABC held 2 test screenings, one with a laugh track and one with additional narration. Adam West has said that both fell flat, which is what led the show to going with a campy approach instead. The show was initially meant to be much more serious, and these test screenings received the lowest test score rating from audiences in ABC's history. So lucky for us in Elf Comics, the show still got made. So next time you criticize campy Adam West, think about what it's done for the world of comics first. And at number 2 is Batcrotch. During the show's run, there was a bit of controversy surrounding the way West's wardrobe fit his lower regions. In other words, his bat bulge was too big. The show attempted to find ways to make this seem less, well, BULGE, due to some criticism from several religious and conservative groups. But even West has admitted that it was a little bit difficult to do, and the ladies definitely weren't complaining. And finally, in our number 1 spot is Saved by the Show. Over time, there's been a few instances where the different Batman series have been threatened with cancellation, in the comics that is. They took quite a hit after Frederick Wortham's Seduction of the Innocent, and again prior to the show's release when sales were at an all-time low. The show's release boosted the sales of the comics, and while many hardcore Batman fans have criticized the show for making Batman too campy and perpetuating some of the sillier stuff from the Silver Age, after the show was cancelled, DC purposely focused on making the comics darker in order to appease this outcry. So that went a long way in forming the Batman we all know today. People all over the internet have been sharing their condolences and memories of West, and a lot of it has been pretty heart-wrenching, but it's also amazing to see how many people truly adored him and how much of a legacy he's left behind. From all of us at Top 10 Nerd, thank you Adam West. You'll definitely be missed. If you guys want more lists on Adam West or the 60s Batman show, give us a shout in those comments below. But for now, I'm Kelly Pally for Top 10 Nerd, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.